In a realm where binary code and circuit boards intersect with human creativity, a singular molecule shaped the future in ways that are beyond imagination: lysergic acid, diethylamide, or LSD. While the association between psychedelics and the tech industry might not seem intuitive, history reveals a surprisingly deep connection between them. The birth of LSD, a brief history. LSD was first synthesized by the Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann in 1938, while he was searching for a circulatory and respiratory stimulant. It wasn't until 1943 that Hofmann inadvertently discovered the psychoactive effects of the drug when a small amount was absorbed through his skin. From then on, the story of LSD became a tale of mystical experiences, consciousness exploration, and yes, innovative scientific and technological leaps. Timothy Leary and the Human Being. Perhaps one of the most popular figures to connect psychedelics to human consciousness was Timothy Leary, a Harvard psychologist who was an advocate for the potential psychological benefits of psychedelics like LSD and psilocybin. In the 1960s, Leary's famous dictum, "turn on, tune in, drop out," became the mantra for a generation seeking spiritual and intellectual liberation. Leary's work had an echo in the nascent tech community of California. Many tech enthusiasts attended the Human Being event of 1967, a gathering that promoted counterculture values, including the use of psychedelics. It was in this soil that the seeds of the future tech revolution were sown. In what became known as Silicon Valley, tech pioneers like Steve Jobs openly discussed the influence of their psychedelic experiences on their creative visions. Jobs referred to his LSD experience as one of the 2 or 3 most important things he had ever done. Jobs believed that LSD helped him think differently, helping him visualize the user-friendly interfaces that Apple would later become famous for. Computers and mind expansion. The influence of LSD wasn't limited to a few isolated individuals. Psychedelics inspired an ethos of mind expansion and boundary pushing that resonated with those seeking to disrupt technology and society. This philosophy dovetailed neatly with the early ethos of the Internet, which was seen as a new frontier for human communication and freedom. Cybernetics and Beyond. Norbert Wiener, the father of cybernetics, believed in the extension of human faculties through technology. While there is no direct evidence to suggest that Wiener used psychedelics, his ideas were influential among the technologically inclined individuals who did. LSD helped these innovators perceive the symbiosis between man and machine, a concept fundamental to the field of cybernetics and, by extension, to our modern world, The story of how LSD sparked a tech revolution is still being written. What is clear is that the psychedelic experience provided a fresh perspective, liberating thinkers from the shackles of conventional wisdom and opening new frontiers in technology. As we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in technology, it's essential to remember the unconventional pathways that led us here. Chapter 2. Mystical Molecules, the Psychedelic Roots of Silicon Valley. In the lush, sprawling expanse of Northern California, a hub of innovation and the birthplace of many of the world's leading technology companies, there lies an unlikely but deeply rooted influence: psychedelics. From the bustling campuses of Google to the sleek design labs at Apple, some of the most pioneering minds in technology credit their breakthrough thinking, at least in part, to their experiences with substances like LSD, psilocybin, and ayahuasca. A countercultural ecosystem. The infusion of psychedelic thought into Silicon Valley can be traced back to the 1960s, a time characterized by the anti-establishment movement, the human potential movement, and a collective yearning for spiritual awakening. Organizations like the Esalen Institute became centers for the exploration of altered states of consciousness and their transformative potential. Kripal, 2007. 2. Steve Jobs and the LSD revelation. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple Inc., was candid about his experiences with LSD, claiming it was one of the most crucial experiences of his life. Jobs said that taking LSD was a profound experience, one of the most important things in my life. Isaacson, 2011. His commitment to intuitive, user-centered design was often attributed to the broadened perspectives he gained through these early psychedelic experiences. The Grateful Dead connection. The Grateful Dead, the iconic band closely tied to the psychedelic culture of the 60s, had unexpected ties to the tech world. The Well, one of the earliest online communities, was heavily influenced by the Grateful Dead's fan culture. Many of the band's followers were interested in technology and went on to become key players in Silicon Valley. Mindfulness and the tech revolution. The practice of mindfulness, another offshoot of the counterculture era, also found its way into the tech world. Kevin Rose, founder of Dig and a partner at Google Ventures, is a public advocate of mindfulness and meditation techniques. His podcast, The Kevin Rose Show, often delves into topics of consciousness and spirituality, highlighting the synergy between inner exploration and technological innovation. Virtual reality, the ultimate trip. In the realms of virtual reality and augmented reality, the psychedelic influence is unmistakable. Pioneers in these fields, like Jaron Lanier, are also explorers of consciousness, drawing parallels between the alternate realities offered by psychedelics and virtual worlds. Burning Man and Silicon Valley. The annual Burning Man Festival in Nevada is more than just a week-long party for many tech elites. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, co-founders of Google, were known to attend, as did Elon Musk and many other entrepreneurs. The festival's emphasis on radical self-expression and community has been cited as an inspiration for the free-thinking, disruptive mindset that is the hallmark of Silicon Valley. The relationship between the mystical molecules of psychedelics and the binary codes of Silicon Valley is complex and multifaceted. But what is undeniable is the significant imprint of psychedelic culture on the ethos of technological innovation. As we journey further into the digital age, this interconnected legacy continues to inspire and guide the path forward. It's often said that technology is the embodiment of human creativity and innovation, a manifestation of our relentless pursuit of the unknown. In that quest for groundbreaking ideas, it is not only the mathematics, engineering, or coding skills that come into play, but also the explorations of our own minds. As we explore the vistas of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and neural networks, it's worth taking a moment to understand how psychedelic experiences have influenced some of the most revolutionary figures in tech. Steve Jobs and the reality distortion field. Steve Jobs, the iconic co-founder of Apple Inc., was unabashed about how his LSD experiences influenced his creative vision. He often spoke of the reality distortion field, a term that captures the essence of his unparalleled ability to persuade and inspire others to share in his vision. While the term originally comes from Star Trek, Jobs effectively employed it to describe his paradigm-shifting perspective, a perspective that he partially attributed to his psychedelic experiences. Stuart Brand, a multimedia revolution. Stuart Brand, the man behind the Whole Earth catalog, is another influential figure who combined technology and psychedelics. His catalog, often referred to as the Bible for the burgeoning hacker culture, brought together tools and ideas from diverse domains and was instrumental in shaping the tech culture we know today. A staunch advocate for psychedelics, Brand's interdisciplinary approach was greatly influenced by his own experiences with LSD. The Neural Networks Connection. Geoffrey Hinton. Although not outspoken about personal use of psychedelics, Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of deep learning, has expressed interest in the connection between psychedelics and artificial intelligence. In a 2018 interview, he mentioned that understanding the changes in perception induced by psychedelics might help us understand how to build better neural networks. Gabe Newell, co-founder of Valve Corporation and developer of iconic video games like Half-Life, has shown interest in the convergence of technology and altered states of consciousness. Although not explicitly crediting psychedelics, Newell has spoken about exploring consciousness to build more compelling gaming experiences, alluding to the broader connections between psychedelics and technology. While Elon Musk has never confirmed using psychedelics, he has repeatedly hinted at the idea that our reality could be a simulation, a concept that resonates with many psychedelic experiences. Musk's work in artificial intelligence, neural networks, and even space exploration raises questions about the nature of reality and human consciousness, themes often explored through psychedelics. From personal computers to the intricacies of neural networks, the influence of psychedelics on technology's frontrunners is undeniable. These mystical experiences have served as a catalyst for thinking outside the box, pushing the boundaries of innovation. As we stand at the edge of new technological breakthroughs, it's crucial to recognize the interwoven tapestry of psychedelics and technological evolution that has brought us here. Chapter 4. From Lab Coats to Trip Guides. Science's Psychedelic Pioneers. A silent, unspoken revolution has been taking place in the halls of science. Beneath the stark white light of laboratories and among voluminous tomes of peer-reviewed research, a group of pioneering scientists have found an unlikely partner in their quest for knowledge: psychedelics. These substances, often associated with counterculture and mysticism, have found champions among researchers who believe they can help answer fundamental questions about consciousness, perception, and the human experience. Albert Hofmann, the father of LSD. Albert Hofmann, a Swiss chemist, accidentally discovered LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, in 1938 while researching medicinal plant derivatives at Sandow's laboratories. He had the first documented LSD trip in history and quickly recognized the drug's potential for psychotherapy and scientific research. Timothy Leary, the Harvard Psychedelic Club. A psychology professor at Harvard University, Timothy Leary, famously initiated experiments on the effects of psychedelics on human consciousness. Although these experiments were controversial and eventually led to Leary's firing, his work ignited a firestorm of interest in the scientific community. Stanislav Grof, the realm of the human psyche. Psychiatrist Stanislav Grof shifted his focus from traditional psychoanalysis to LSD-assisted psychotherapy after observing its profound effects. He has conducted thousands of LSD psychotherapy sessions and has written extensively on the subject, developing a theory of the human psyche that integrates spiritual experiences and altered states of consciousness. James Fadiman, Microdosing and Beyond. James Fadiman, a psychologist known for his work in the field of psychedelics, has recently popularized the concept of microdosing, taking small amounts of psychedelics to boost creativity and well-being without experiencing a full-blown trip. His research has opened new avenues for studying the sub-perceptual effects of these substances. Robin Carhart Harris, Psychedelics and the Brain. A researcher at Imperial College London, Robin Carhart Harris has conducted groundbreaking studies using modern imaging techniques to study the brain on psychedelics like LSD and psilocybin. His research has paved the way for new understanding of mental disorders such as depression and PTSD. Rick Doblin. Pushing the boundaries. Rick Doblin, the founder of the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, or MAPS, has worked tirelessly to bring psychedelics into the mainstream scientific discourse. MAPS funds clinical trials and supports research aimed at making psychedelics an approved treatment for various mental health conditions. Conclusion. The scientists and thinkers featured in this chapter have not just been observers, but active participants in a psychedelic revolution within the scientific community. They've donned lab coats and acted as trip guides, navigating both scientific scrutiny and social stigma. Their pioneering work has challenged our preconceptions and expanded our understanding of the human mind, laying the groundwork for future explorations into this intriguing realm. Chapter 5. The Quantum Leap. When Psychedelics Met. Quantum Physics. The worlds of quantum physics and psychedelic experiences may appear as disparate as they come, one grounded in mathematical rigor, the other in subjective, often ineffable experiences. Yet some scientists, philosophers, and psychedelic enthusiasts believe these two realms not only overlap, but offer complementary insights into the nature of reality and consciousness itself. This chapter delves into this unexpected intersection, exploring the theories and individuals who have ventured into this interdisciplinary frontier. Quantum consciousness, the Penrose-Hameroff theory. One of the most prominent theories connecting quantum mechanics and consciousness is the orchestrated objective reduction, or OR, theory proposed by mathematician Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Stuart Hameroff. The theory suggests that quantum processes occurring in microtubules within brain cells are instrumental in the emergence of consciousness. Though still a topic of intense debate, some believe that psychedelics could facilitate certain kinds of quantum processes in the brain, leading to altered states of consciousness, according to Hameroff and Penrose in 2014. The observer effect, a subjective universe. In quantum mechanics, the act of observation alters the state of a quantum system, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. This concept has intriguing parallels with psychedelic experiences, where the act of internal observation can dramatically alter one's subjective reality. Some theorists have even posited that the observer effect may have broader implications for the nature of consciousness and reality, as suggested by Wigner in 1967. David Bohm and the implicate order. Physicist David Bohm's concept of the implicate order, a fundamental level of reality where everything is interconnected, shares striking similarities with reports of universal connectedness in psychedelic experiences. Though Bohm did not explicitly link his theory to psychedelics, the resonance between the two has been a subject of fascination for many. Quantum cognition and psychedelics. Recently, researchers have been exploring the possibility that the brain employs quantum-like processes in cognition and decision-making. While still an emerging field, it has the potential to offer novel insights into the changes in thought patterns and perception that occur during a psychedelic experience. The participatory anthropic principle. John Archibald Wheeler, a pioneer in the field of quantum theory, proposed the idea that observers are active participants in shaping reality, a concept known as the participatory anthropic principle. This theory finds an interesting echo in the intensely subjective and participatory nature of psychedelic experiences. Conclusion. Though we're only beginning to scratch the surface, the convergence of quantum physics and psychedelics is a tantalizing field that promises to challenge our most fundamental assumptions about the nature of reality and consciousness. Whether these connections will be validated through rigorous scientific investigation remains to be seen, but the journey of exploration itself promises to be an exciting quantum leap forward.